Tonight on The Roast, a proposal is put forward to privatise HECS and the US debt crisis appears to be over. But first, you might be wondering why Mark Humphries asked you all here this evening.
Former Attorney General Nicola Roxon has blasted Kevin Rudd in a speech where she didn't so much backstab Kevin as turn him around and give him a few right in the chest. In her John Button Memorial lecture that made me think I was watching the John Button Memorial Friars Roast, Miss Roxon called on the former PM to leave Parliament. Here's a sample of some of Roxon's Rudd burns.
Dysfunctional decision making and lack of strategy. His rudeness or contempt for staff or disrespect for public servants.
Enough! Okay, one more.
Kevin had been such a bastard himself.
Miss Roxon is also available for eulogies. During the roast, Roxon also told how Kevin wasted staff members' time by making them come in on a Sunday for no reason.
On one occasion, staff spent the whole day on the lawn playing handball.
And before you think that sounds like heaven, try to imagine playing handball on grass. It's a nightmare. Miss Roxon went on to talk about Rudd's sacking in 2010.
If Kevin had been an employee, he would have won his unfair dismissal case because we didn't explain the reasons properly to him.
Well, I'll do it for you now. Hi, Kevin, just confirming the reasons that your party fired you. They think you're a dysfunctional decision maker, you lack strategy, you're rude, you have contempt for staff, disrespect public servants, and I think that's everything. No, wait, you're a bastard. Okay, bye. Before you think Nicola Roxon might explain the reasons for firing Kevin Rudd in one of those books politicians write when they're bored after retirement, Roxon said,
I have no intention of writing a book.
Unlike fellow former MP Maxine McHugh, who is now rewriting her book to include a new chapter in which she reportedly describes certain Rudd election policies as perverse and cruel and amounting to idiocy. God, I'd hate to be Kevin Rudd today. What's my old mate Maxine got to say about the good old Rudd years? Perverse? Cruel? Idiocy? To hell with this. What's on the box? Oh, look, it's my old mate Nicola.
Only because Kevin had been such a bastard himself.
Maybe she's talking about Kevin McLeod from Grand Designs. He can be a bit of a dick.
Kevin Rudd should leave the Parliament.
Therese, do we have any brownies left?
No, Kevin.
Could this day get any worse? That was me as Kevin Rudd. I don't really do impressions. When she was done shitting on Rudd, Nicola wrapped up her lecture with some valuable advice.
So I hope my take on events might be worth something to the next generation. I hope they will have learned from this period and will not repeat its mistakes.
Don't get bastards to lead party. Don't make staff play handball. For the roast, I'm Mark Humphries.
And if you do play handball, don't be a bastard. Serve us decent. Next up tonight, though, the West Australian yesterday reported that the university education debt of millions of Australians could be sold off under a proposal to be examined by Prime Minister Tony Abbott's inquiry into the state of the nation's finances. An inquiry entitled, We Are So Much Better Off Than America. Now, the proposal, however, has been hosed down by Joe Hockey's office, with a spokesperson explaining that the proposal is not current coalition policy, which means, as any Australian political history graduate will tell you, one day it definitely will be, because the sale is likely to earn the government between $11 billion and $16 billion. Coalition loves money. Unlike the Greens, who have criticised the proposal, with higher education spokesperson Lee Rhiannon saying she fears the shift to privatise HECS debt could create perverse incentives to raise student debt because the private sector would be aiming to make a profit. But how much profit could they possibly make? Because students don't have to pay a cent until their annual income reaches a certain threshold, which is currently set at $51,309, making student debt about as good an investment as buying Old Kent Road. Woo! $2 rent. So those new private owners of HECS would have to think of creative ways to approach debt collection.
Hello, Cara. I'm from the Debt Collection Agency. Good to see you. Now, you're a very capable young woman, but you need to work more than 20 hours a week at the local cinema. It's only bringing us $20,000 a year. Use that degree I paid for, why don't you? Here, take a look at this job advertisement. Look, it'll serve your skills, it'll challenge you in creative ways, and most importantly, it pays over $51,309 a year. It's perfect for you. And me.
How did you get in here?
Door was unlocked.
So like a credit default...
Tom!
Really? I think I might just leave, actually.
No, just stand there in silence. Tom, this story terrifies me. Well, more accurately, it pleases me. Well, to be even more accurate, I studied tertiary level midwifery with a minor in musical therapy, so I'm not really sure how to feel about this finance story. See, most of us are pretty happy with HECS as it is. It's the least demanding debt you can get short of borrowing money from your parents.
We did it, classmates. Congratulations, my friends. Congratulations to each and every one of you.
And your degree in marine biology. Congratulations.
And now to enter the workforce. Tomorrow, because there's no jobs in marine biology today. No, that's fine. My government believes in investing in my future. No one's breaking down my door trying to make a profit off me. Nope.
But on the other hand, if they sell off the HECS debt, the Coalition could pocket a sweet $16 billion right now, which is more than enough to build a new Australia made entirely out of roads. Or something. Studying 7 years of music therapy did nothing to prepare me for this economic debate. But what I do know is that I love not knowing how much I owe in HECS, or how much I've paid in HECS, or what HECS stands for, or whether HECS affects my life choices at all, because the payments are so fantastically incremental. But I'm a little worried that if HECS ever was privatised, that the debt collectors would come after me and push this debt further to the front of my mind with one of those convincing cricket bats they always seem to have. This isn't America, Silent Tom.
Congratulations to each and every one of you.
And your degree in marine biology. Congratulations.
And your bill.
There are so many zeros.
Mmm.
And now to enter the workforce. Forklift driver, data entry, forklift data entry. Is this it? Where are all the jobs in marine biology?
Debt collectors, we know you're in there.
No one's home!
Door's open.
Oi, you've still got 200 pages of forklift data to enter before you can go home.
Right away, sir. One day I'll be able to help you. Be free!
Nothing's free.
So I guess I'm saying as long as HECS still allows me the freedom to actually use the degree I spent years studying for, rather than settling for a menial job just to pay off a debt like we were some sort of America, I don't really care who takes my money. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go soothe a newborn baby with my music. You can talk now.
Thank you, Nick. Well, finally tonight, as the US government entered its 16th day of shutdown, financial markets around the world looked to Washington with fears that America might actually hit its debt ceiling, enter default, and spark another global recession. But after repeatedly refusing to pass the government's budget over ideological differences, the Republicans finally folded this morning, with House Speaker John Boehner saying, "We fought the good fight. There's no reason for our members to vote no today." So it looks like America's managed to avoid shutting down the planet by scrounging up some pocket money and funding its crazy experiment with universal healthcare, one that's already been experimented, tested, implemented, and proven to work in so many other countries. Jazz?
Affordable healthcare. Recently, the United States decided to copy Australia because apparently Barack Obama also thinks that healthy people are a good idea. Incredible. Of course, the path to affordable healthcare has been difficult.
Jazz, why would America ever want to copy Australia? Because I was just talking about how Australia wants to copy America's ideas about privatisation.
Ooh, we should probably talk about that.
Okay. Well, let's go to my office.
Great. 6 months I've never seen your office.
Crazy.
Thank you, Jazz.
So this is my office.
Not his office.
Here, hold this. And I was just explaining to the Australian people here how the government may choose to privatise the HECS debt system to make it like the American system.
Well, you're probably better off not doing that.
Right. Okay, so I don't understand much about how the Australian system works, but the little I do understand, whew, I don't like. I mean, if I go to university to study midwifery, minoring in music therapy, then I graduate with like a bit of debt. And if I get sick, there's a ton of paperwork I need to fill out before I get fixed at the hospital for free. It's awful.
Are you ready to be disappointed, Nick?
Okay.
Okay, so in the US, people go to college, graduate with a mortgage of debt, and if they're unlucky enough to get shot and can't afford healthcare because of their education mortgage, they just have to sort of walk into a forest and plug their gunshot wounds with moss and herbs.
So the Republicans were fighting for the right for poor people to die in a forest.
Pretty much.
But I don't want to die in a forest.
Oh, you don't have to. You're in Australia, you have free healthcare. And Republicans have realised it's not worth destroying the global economy for the sake of preventing health. So the US still has healthcare too.
Well, great. Then to the hospital.
Because you're sick?
No, because it's free.
Bye. And that's all the time we have tonight.
Don't forget to turn off the lights in my office.
No, not yet. Oh, good night. It's not his office.